it will be very blatantly clear when he's off of that hill, when we don't give a fuck about him. These days, if he's burping on a beat, we still care. And I know some people they probably don't like Drake as much as I like his music, and y'all might be like, well, we don't care. The numbers say otherwise. Everything says otherwise. Everything says otherwise. So again, I know some people, and there's a large majority that says, hey, Drake didn't get the best of this battle. Cool. But that doesn't mean his impact. That doesn't mean his impact has been diminished. That doesn't mean that this signifies that, like, this is the fall off.
I am Savvy Mike in this. I am Savvy Mike TV, and we got my nigga DJ Akademiks reacting to and kind of, I guess you want to say, going off on T-Pain for saying his favorite rapper of all time, Drake, should exit gracefully. Let's listen.
One thing I learned from Drake, but one thing he hasn't followed his own words. Mm-hmm. Drake said, I want to be one of them people that gracefully bow out and not get kicked out. Yeah. I have ever since said, you really thank y'all. Yeah. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all when I drop. Don't worry about it. I'll just drop something. Yeah. Let me know if you heard it. Yeah. Drake is like, no, listen. Okay, I got another one. Check this out. Check this out. Y'all didn't like that one? Okay, real quick. Just one more. Let me try one more. And then he's the person that he said, he didn't want to be. Mm-hmm. And I learned that from him. Like when he said that, I want to gracefully bow out and not get kicked out. I was like, you know what? I'm out this bitch.
This is just live shows now.
I'm out this motherfucker. I'm not trying to impress y'all niggas. Y'all niggas don't give a fuck about live or die. Yeah. Why the fuck would I keep trying to impress y'all niggas? I'm out. I'm done. I did everything that I was trying to do. I changed the game. I made a sound. What else? What else?
You literally can't. It's only, even if you make a hit today,
it won't even. That's just normal.
Yes.
It's just normal. It's like, yeah, that's okay.
Well, shit.
Cool song.
Okay. I couldn't disagree more. And I know some of y'all gonna be like, well, of course you like Drake, so you're gonna think not. Nah, I think I'll know the moment too. I think I'll know the moment. If I had to be very, very honest, right? Like completely all the way honest about Drake's career. Drake's career is a lot like KD, right? Like KD probably skill-wise is still one of the top 2-3 basketball players on earth. There was a time I think every Drake verse was the hottest verse of the year, which is unrealistic standards. The run that Drake went on with the Stimmies was just unrealistic. These days, I think if Drake wants to do it, he does it. But he doesn't come with it all the time. You know what I mean? Now, here's the thing. When Drake at 70, I got to compare him to LeBron. Because Drake at 70%, they say LeBron's falling off, but LeBron's still an NBA first-team player. Yeah, he fell off. But he fell off from being literally an alien to now, okay, he's still leading the pack, but we could at least see him. We could see him. He's up there. We could see him, though. The point is this. When an artist is at the point that T-Pain is talking about, it's going to be about impact. When T-Pain bowed out, and by the way, we like when you guys bow out. You know why? Because we hate to see someone, it always looked like a rapper is fighting against the current and looks like a drowning man just kind of like wailing their arms. When their run is over, they've never either adopted or people have just moved on from them. All right? With T-Pain, people was over that sound for the moment, and he did not transform enough that people would still give a fuck. So rather than keep just like doing more and more desperate shit, of course, he did fall back. I'll be honest, he did. But Drake and impact. Drake's impact is he's still the most impactful rapper in the game. Like, we can't be talking about this guy stop rapping. Now, if he wants to stop rapping, he can. He made $1 billion. He can stop. But he's the most impactful rapper. Like, what I would say with impact is this. The entire rap game was based around him or adjacent to him for the last fucking year. Half of y'all never been this excited to talk about Kendrick Lamar. And one thing I love to talk about Kendrick Lamar is that, he finally defeated Goliath, Drake. So it's like his impact is still of the utmost. We talk about him all the time. We're still like, the moment we hear, like, we'll all know this feeling. Be like, Drake has another album coming up, and we're like, what are you talking about this time? We're still, this next album is highly anticipated. That's when you know. When you're about to drop and niggas just don't care. This Iceman album is really anticipated. And I don't know how close we are to people not giving a fuck, where it could come and go. I don't know how close we are to that moment. I think Wayne had felt certain elements of that while dropping music, and he fell back because Wayne is just not a desperate ass nigga. When Drake gets to that point, we'll all be able to tell. Where he drops a song, right? Or we know he's trying to roll some shit out, and he's dropping songs and they're clear misses. And like, here's the thing. And I'm not saying everything he does has to be like fucking amazing. The moment he drops something on Thursday and we don't talk about it going into the weekend, or we don't talk about it Monday, or we see no need to talk about it, it's clipped. It's time for him to get up on out of here. That's a fact. But it hasn't been that. And I don't think it's going to be that for a while. I'm telling you, the barometer for that is that you drop something, and it's like the analogy. If a tree falls in the woods and no one's around to hear it, do we give a fuck? Until we lose the care about Drake's music, even if he drops one song that's not for us, like the Two Mazza song, it's okay to me, right? I want to hear the next rap song, though. The moment when I'm like, I'm good off hearing the next song, or I don't give a fuck, like, brother, keep it. You see how that little baby tweet came out where everyone was just like, brother, we're like, no one leaked it. Like, that's the moment. No one, when people start saying this, and I'm not saying Lil Baby should retire, right? I'm not saying he should retire. But this is when you know you're out of that peak, right? When the fans stop clamoring for your music, right? It's like, yo, you're leaking my songs. And I'm like, bro, how the fuck you find this out before us? Ain't nobody leaking your shit. Like, that's the moment you realize that peak is done. And then while you're coming down from that peak, you got to deal with the graceful fall off. That's a graceful fall off. Now, you could be mad desperate, drop 20 songs. I'm going to drop album after album. I'm going to do A, B, C, and D. I'm going to do 15 collabs. You could do whatever to try to keep that facade up. But it will be very blatantly clear when he's off of that hill, when we don't give a fuck about him. These days, if he's burping on a beat, we still care. And I know some people they probably don't like Drake as much as I like his music, and y'all might be like, well, we don't care. The numbers say otherwise. Everything says otherwise. Everything says otherwise. So again, I know some people, and there's a large majority that says, hey, Drake didn't get the best of this battle. Cool. But that doesn't mean his impact. That doesn't mean his impact has been diminished. That doesn't mean that this signified that, like, this is the fall off. The dude dropped an R&B album, a collab album, sold 260 first week. Some of the biggest songs. Like, I'm not denying that this period will come. This time will happen. I don't know when it will be, though. Where he drops something and we're like, you ever said to your friends, be like, oh, where did he drop? Be like, oh, I didn't even know he dropped an album. That's the moment. It's over. That's the moment. Be like, oh, word? I ain't hear nothing about it. That's the moment. His impact is still there. Whether you want to believe he won or lost the battle, this is not a signifier that he should hang it up. Now, granted, is he, I think Drake, and he admitted it in the interview with Yachty, he was on some youthful shit where he, these rappers to be like, yo, if you ever catch me rapping at 35, like, I'm a bitch. And they're like 38 still rapping. Like, The Game has a lyric like that where he's making fun of somebody for rapping at 37. The Game is like 40 still rapping, Drake was like, I'm a retired 35. He never retired at 35, It sounds good when you're like 22, right? And you're like, all right, I'm going to just do this for 13 years and get out of here. No, right? So, yeah, those lines I guess we could talk about, but, and here's the thing, too. Like, T-Pain sounds a little crazy. T-Pain sounds like he almost was just like, I hope you didn't only quit because of the Drake line. I hope you saw the same things I'm describing because, yeah, well, did you expect Drake to follow what he said to a T? Your rappers talk about slapping niggas, they don't do it. If a nigga run up on me and do this, I'm gonna kill him. They don't do it. Again, the nigga's just rapping. Again, is he a hypocrite because he said he wasn't gonna rap after 35? Yeah. But is it time, career-wise, for him to hang it up because he's looking washed? No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Supposedly Drake has responded. Let's see the response. Drake says, this guy always had resentment for me. You could hear it every time he speaks on my name. Interesting. Let's see. I gotta look up some. Let me see. T-Pain speaks about Drake. Has he ever said some positive stuff about Drake?
All these trash songs that I recorded, I listen to them all the time. And so here's my thing. I feel like he recorded a bunch of shit. In order to keep Party around, you can take 10, 15 of these songs, put a verse on the big Party. That's our album, bro. The songs are already recorded. The songs are already recorded. These are all the songs that didn't make my previous albums. Go for it, bro. Put verses on these songs. Yeah, there's 5 to 7 solo Drake songs that didn't make other albums. It's not saying that they're bad. I'm not saying that they're bad. These are just songs that didn't make albums. Okay,
so basically thought the collab album was a throwaway. Let me see what he says about this. Let me see.
But the first song with Wayne, this is why I respect dude, you know what I'm saying? Because, man, we was in the studio literally 45 minutes, you know what I'm saying, at hot beat.
The nigga's fast.
The nigga's fast as shit. Mind you, this is somebody, I done work with everybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? Okay, this nigga come in the motherfucking studio, play me another beat.
I love, not the voice. I like how soft his voice is.
I can't imitate any. You know
I like it. This is soft. I like how soft his voice is.
Keep going.
His arms is mad little.
Okay, next one. Stop. It's a moment where every artist say stop.
Drake has some little ass arms at that point too. So this is the way you're doing this is funny.
I don't know if he's always been hating. I don't know if he's always been hating.
Drake is by no way washed. Drake is by no way, not in any sense of the word. Drake is by no way washed. It's Drake, bro. This man has 75 million monthly listeners. By no way is this man washed. Would it benefit him if he was just like, let them 75 million people just bask in what I got now, and I'll just probably chill out for a second. Yeah, that probably help. 75 million people, bro, they ain't going nowhere. And then when you feel like it's just like, bro, this $80 million house, he literally has a chance to take a break and go on vacation. He can sit on his couch and shake his dick, or if he feel like it, he can do whatever he wants. Shake your dick, bro. Like, just go do your thing. Drake is by no way washed.
Okay. I don't know why we're still doing the Drake and Kendrick comparisons. I'm checking the numbers for like the Grand National Tour. People are telling me that so far the U.S. dates, I guess all the U.S. dates are done, supposedly. Yeah, all the U.S. dates are done, and apparently they're claiming that Drake's tour sold more tickets in the U.S. than Kendrick's tour did in the U.S., but of course, we have to really be honest and account. Kendrick probably had 25 dates, but obviously he's doing arenas. But shit, tickets are tickets, right? I don't know. Who cares, right? I don't know, bro. It's a Blur Grand National. Let's see. The fuck? Okay, yeah, so there was, let's see what this is. Drake did 320 million with 1.325 tickets sold. Wow, what's this? What is this? Okay, so they're saying North America wise, Drake did more. Still, both are still successful tours. I ain't gonna lie to you, both are successful.
I'm not gonna lie. Whoever this St. Pauli guy is in the replies, he made a good point. He made a great point. It was 80. Like, I think Drake did like repeated. Like, he would do like 4 dates in New York. Like, so he was just repeating. Like, he would just stay where he was at for a while and perform like 6 times in Madison Square Garden. So, like, if we're being completely honest, the fact that they were able to sell what they sell and did what they did, and with 20, because they couldn't just be there forever. Like, I know that they performed in Toronto twice, but I think he did that on purpose. I think he wanted to do that. So he sacrificed a date there. But regardless of it, honestly, it's still impressive, you know, at the end of the day. But yeah, you have to take into account a lot of that. I get the Drake fans want to have something like hold over Kendrick's head. You didn't sell more tickets than him. You didn't do more money than him in arena tours. But regardless of it, you know, I feel like if Kendrick would have did 80 shows in, you know, United States, then he probably would have made way more. But, you know, seeing the fact that it's a stadium tour, arena, you get the gist. You know what I mean? It's just, this is just something for Drake fans to stand on at the end of the day. Nah, look, do what y'all got to do. Do what y'all got to do. For some reason, I'm a Drake fan. Niggas think I'm a Drake fan. Like, I don't get it. Like I said, if I'm a Drake fan, I'm the worst one of all time. Even now. Because at the end of the day, while I wouldn't necessarily say the fall off for Drake is imminent, because I feel like we live in a society now where nobody cares about the product. The product could be whatever it is, and niggas are still going to go for it. You know, I got niggas telling me that Some Sexy Songs for You was the best album they heard all year. I've been listening to a lot of albums all year, and it's nowhere close. Like, it's some great songs on there, yeah, but it's nowhere close near one of the best rap albums or R&B albums I heard this year. Like, it's cool, it's good. Like I said, I went 2.5. I'll probably give it a 3 now, but it ain't going to a 4 or a 5. Like, it didn't become a masterpiece overnight. It was, you know, redundant. And that's where Drake is in his career at the moment, because he's just, you know, riding off the coattails of his popularity. And the fact that he has stans like Ak and every other Drake stan that he has that will vehemently defend him to his dying day. These guys are going to vehemently defend Drake until he rolls over and dies. That's just the truth of it. And regardless of it, if you feel that passionate about him, I'm never going to tell you not to. But I am going to be real with you, regardless of it. If it was about the music, these last few efforts Drake has been giving up has not, and we can be honest, Drake fans, has not been living up to what he did in his prime. Drake is not in his prime anymore. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a fact. He's not in his prime anymore. Is he on the path of a graceful exit? Like I said, I feel like the only reason Cardi B is still relevant for her music is because of how popular she is. It has nothing to do with the music that she makes. Nothing to do with it at all. It's just how popular she is. That's it. So, of course, people are looking towards and forwards the album and still anticipating it because she's popular. It's Cardi B. Same with Drake. Same with a lot of people that have kind of established that. Kendrick. It's a lot of artists out there now that have established a set of popularity that, honestly, they don't have to. And it's so many people that love them. I think that's the thing. It's so many people that stan them. They don't have to retire. They can keep making music because it's going to always be a crazy amount of people there to want to hear what they got. And so, at the end of the day, that's when you gracefully exit. So I do agree with Ak. Like, when you gracefully exit is when not even the music starts to decline, it's really the numbers. Once the numbers start to, once it starts to look like that nobody's really, only people that are listening to you are some of your fans, then that's when it's time to gracefully exit and go look into other things for your career. But if you still popping out here, you still banging over 50, 60, 70K, or the buzz, the more and more you make music, the more and more your buzz gets bigger and bigger and bigger, then yeah, keep at it. It's not time to gracefully exit, because of course you have to build a career before you could say you have the career that Drake has. You know? And that's just the truth of it. He did a lot of groundwork to kind of get to the point where the only way we could get this nigga to fuck up out of here is a bomb drops, like some crazy R. Kelly shit. I don't know. Like, that's the only way you're getting Drake up out of here. And even that's the craziest part about it. Even with R. Kelly, all of our parents saw this nigga on tape pissing on a kid, and nobody said anything. Nobody said nothing. Everybody, it's R. Kelly. Yeah, he didn't mean to do that. We're not. Did he get in trouble for it? Is he in jail? No. Oh, he's good. He's still making music though, right? Oh, that's all that matters. That's so it would have to be egregious for something to happen. But either way, those are my 2 cents and thoughts. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below. And I feel like T-Pain is getting too much flack, at least from Drake too. Oh, he's always had a resentment for me. Like, calm down. It ain't even all that serious, bro. He was just saying you should be practicing what you preach. Like, just practice what you preach. That's all. And he was doing it in a joking manner. He wasn't being serious about it. So Drake, leave T-Pain alone, Drake. Anyways, let me know what y'all think in the comments below. I am Savvy Mike, and this is I Am Savvy Mike TV. Peace.